Hi everyone, happy Friday. It's about 23 minutes past 11 at night. Right, I'll get back to the gangs of Cavite in the next video. What I've actually been thinking about, scams. So, you know, the truth. This is the truth in the Philippines. Right, from from scammer girls to good girls. So what happens is this is real. This is probably the truth, and this is how Filipina girls actually grow up. So a Filipina girl, she grows up from a young age. Now she watches TV and she sees foreigners. Right, so if you have white skin, you're an American. Basically, most of the Philippines think that. Not all the Philippines. It's educated, it's a very educated country. So, a girl, she grows up, same as a boy, they grow up, they watch TV, and they see all these white skinned people, Americans, Europeans, but Americans. And, as growing up as kids and then into teenagers, that's what they want to do. They want to marry a white guy, they want to marry an American guy, blue eyes, blonde hair, you know basically they want to marry an handsome guy. And that is a real Filipino girl or a real Filipino boy, Filipino, and that's their dream. Boy and a girl, they want to marry, tall, blonde, beautiful girl. And it's the same for it's the same for the boys and the girls. The girl wants a tall, handsome man, white, handsome man, blue eyes. And, you know, then it goes to scams. So then it comes to scams, and a lot of foreigners will go. A lot of foreigners think all or most of the girls here in the Philippines are scammers. But not really so. There's a lot of good girls, a lot of bad girls. So why so many scams with girls, ladies? Why is there so many scams? Basically, I have actually just touched it. They grow up and they watch TV, and the dream is to marry that beautiful girl, that beautiful white girl, long hair, blonde, or a beautiful or an handsome man. So where does it all go wrong? And this has been bothering me for quite a while. I did a blog, so I chatted about this quite a long time ago, and I've been thinking, you know, I've just been thinking for some reason. I don't know why I've been thinking, but the truth is, that's the truth. That's all Filipino boys and girls. That's what they dream of. Yeah, money comes into it, right? Us guys, what would we like? Us Americans, us English, us Europeans, us white guys. What do we like? Do we like a tall, sexy, beautiful girl with long blonde hair, black hair, a black lady, a brown lady, a white lady, whatever colour, Chinese lady, what do you dream of? So, it's same with us. And, if you're quite poor, you can dream of the money as well. That's not a bad thing. I mean, I'd love a woman with plenty of money, and I'd like a woman with plenty of money, an intelligent woman, just like any normal person, someone that's good to be with, someone maybe one day you'll marry and have kids, beautiful kids, good looking kids, so that's the real truth. As far as I actually see it, Filipino girls, That's what they're looking for. And like I said, so why all the scams? Well, you got your bad girls, and there's all these foreigners online, so you are the prey. You're the mouse, and the cat's on the other side. So, you've got all these Filipino girls. We're talking about Philippines. This applies everywhere in the world. Whether you're black, brown, white, yellow, pink, green, whatever your skin colour, it applies all over the world. Filipino girls, scammer girls, they're just waiting. And you're coming online, the foreigner. And I've chatted to many Filipino girls, many, many years ago, before I ever came to the Philippines. And, if you're a good-hearted person, you will fall for these scams because you're a nice guy, you're a good-hearted person. So you do fall for these scams. It's not because you're a fool, but maybe us guys are fools when it comes to women. And as we get a little bit more mature, we learn and we know, most of us know, not all of us, how our woman's mind works. Totally different to a man's mind. So, all these scammer girls are online. They're here in this province. There's lots. You'd be surprised how many girls here in the Philippines are chatting to foreigners. And, a lot of it does come into the money. Right. But these are the bad girls. And so why so many bad girls? And what happens is you got the bad girls and they're walking around town. And you got the nice girls. You got the bad girls. Now, the nice girls are poor. They're not very well dressed. I got this from Primark. It cost me about £5. Actually, it cost me about £10. So I don't spend too much, but I do like to look quite nice with clothes. But I don't go spending a fortune. Having said that, I normally spend about £150 on my trainers, my jumper, but that lasts me for a couple of years. So, you've got your poor girl, really nice girl, down to earth. She doesn't think she's above you. She's not an arrogant girl. She's educated. And she's looking for a night white in shining armour. She's looking for you, the white guy, the nice guy, the handsome guy. This is the real Filipina. Now the scammer girl, she's walking around. So just imagine she's walking around Mercia. She's walking around Bacolod City. And the other girls see this girl. She's got a new phone. She's got nice clothes. And it weren't 2 minutes ago, this girl was basically, in rags, so to speak. Now she's got this nice phone, she's dressed very nice, she's always got a lot of cash, and she's going out all over the place. And, these bad girls, the friends with the good girls, so to speak. And then it comes apparent, the bad girl tells the good girl, oh, I've got this foreigner. So they might have got 5 or 6 foreigners and they're all sending money. So this nice looking evil bad girl, because that's what they are, they're just evil bad girls. They're no good to man the beast. They've got all this money and the other girls see this. And then a lot of you guys have got this idea, oh, Filipinos are scammers, Filipinos. A lot of you guys, not all of you guys, Filipinos are scammers, the bad girls, the poor, they've got nothing to offer. And a lot of guys think like this, you just think negative about the Filipino girls. But nothing's further from the truth. The truth is you got the good girl, the bad girl. And a lot of these bad girls are actually marrying foreigners. And then a lot of the good girls are, so to speak, left behind. Don't get me wrong, I actually know a lot of you foreign guys, you know, you meet a nice Filipino girl online. It's not the way I'd do it, not anymore. You meet a nice Filipino girl online, you come to the Philippines, you get married after 2 weeks, and you're good together, you have kids and you have a nice life, and you're here forever, you know. And then a lot of guys are coming here, you know, grow a pair of balls, guys. You know, you really do need to grow. You really do need to stop being a weak man. And I'm here to tell you, it's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to make a mistake. It's not your fault. You just make a mistake, okay? Life is life, you learn. Some of us learn and we have to be burnt. We have to be burnt a few times till we learn, but we do learn. So, you know, that's basically the truth. So all these nasty girls are actually, they've got a lot of them are not married, they're living with foreigners or they marry foreigners. And you know, 3 or 4 months down the line, 6 months down the line, this foreigner then turns around and he thinks, all the warning signs, like I said, I've done this blog many times before. I've chatted about this many times before. And go back and watch the previous videos. Like I said, gangs of Cavite, I'll be back onto that soon. And you know, so where was I? So just a moment, guys. Right, so you know, a lot of you guys, you realise after 5 6 months, you know, you think, wow, this girl's not really good. You know, and the family don't respect me. You know, I'm just like a money machine, and the family's really nice to me, but if I ain't got any money, I'm a bit short of money. You know, they don't really want to know me. I'm not important anymore. You know, and you think you're not, and it's quite true. You're not important anymore. You ain't got no dollar. You're not important. They're not interested in you. This is a bad family, right? That's a bad family, not a good family. Lots of good families here in the Philippines. So you know, then you're there 6 months and you think, wow, I've goofed up. You know, I've got this girl, and you know, I married her, and I'm not really into this relationship. But what happens is, the girl tells you what to do. You're a big strong man and you got this little girl, and she tells you what to do, and you do it. You do it because you're a weak man, right? You made a mistake, and you know, it's up to you. But me personally, if this happened to me, I'd think, wow, I made a mistake with this girl. You know, I made a really bad mistake. What do I do? You know, have some balls, don't up and run away. You know, get your stuff together and plan, and then get your ticket. Go back to your own country. You know, and it's not as simple as that, but you've got me drift. You're with the wrong girl. You married the wrong girl. She's not a good girl. The family's not a good family, right? Same all over the world, same in the UK, guys, no different to you guys in the Philippines. So, you know, so that's actually what is waiting for you online. All these girls are waiting for you, and they're the ones that are going to jump on you. They're the ones that are going to jump on you. The nice girls, you know, they'll probably say, hi, hello, and you'll pass them by. You'll pass them by, and you'll go to these girls that can actually talk. They'll talk the talk, they'll talk the talk. They won't walk the walk, but they'll definitely talk the talk. And when you've been with them for 5 or 6 months, and then you think, wow, I really have, I really have made a big mistake. And basically, that's the. I'll go into it in more detail. It's knocking on now. We're up early in the morning. It's knocking on 12ish. So that is the difference. There is a lot of good Filipino girls here, lovely families, nice families, but why are all you guys falling for all these scams? You're even there in. Listen, I've made a lot of mistakes. I've made a lot of mistakes. It's not my fault. It's just life. We learn. We're allowed to make mistakes, right? It's not your fault. You made a mistake, and you need to talk to yourself. You need to go, wow, I made a mistake. Now you need to get out of the mistake, and you can do, right? You might have got kids to this girl now, and you might not, so you can get out of this mistake, because it never will work for you. It'll work for the others, but it won't work for you. So what, so